This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Hello and welcome to George Daniels Stadium for some exciting 8th grade football action here on WLCS TV 20. I'm Hyatt Hernan, alongside me Tom Bauer. The game today, Forest Park Middle School from the Euclid area versus Longfellow Middle School, of course, from Lorain. And Forest Park, right off the bat, a nice run, gets all the way across to the 45-yard line of Longfellow.
Yeah, you know, with this kind of heat today, there's going to be a long game. We're going to get a lot of substitutes into the game because no one can take, 32 minutes of football under this kind of sun. So we're going to see a lot of kids, but I don't see a lot on the bench for Longfellow.
And it's worth noting quickly, of course, Forest Park in the yellow pants, the blue helmets, and Longfellow in the all-blue with the white helmets.
You know, Forest Park from Euclid is very similar to Lorain. I think the size of the cities are pretty comparable, and they both have two junior highs.
And so the run from the shotgun, not able to get anywhere, tackled at the 45-yard line for a loss.
I didn't see who was on that tackle, but he missed the end run. But let's take a look here.
Javon Owens, the quarterback for Forest Park, running the ball, and in on the tackle looked like Jermaine Thomas.
Yeah.
And
I think John Suarez.
Mm-hmm. A joint tackle there.
Yeah.
And so second and long coming up for Forest Park, out of the shotgun once again. Owens to receive the snap. Man in motion. Owens keeping it to the left side, finding some room, brought down.
There's a nice tackle.
After a short gain.
That was a nice tackle by Michael Harold.
Mm-hmm. And it looked like he may have had some room, but...
Oh, it looked like he was going to get around in and go pretty much all the way here. Watch it on replay again because he has a lead blocker in front of him.
Well, either way...
Harold got in behind that lead blocker and made a nice tackle.
So third and long for Forest Park. Now under center is Owens. In the backfield is Carlton Howie. The handoff to Howie. Finding some room, but will be brought down short of the first down at the 40.
It looks like fourth and about, 5?
Mm-hmm. And so after that long run to start it off, Longfellow defense able to shut down the Forest Park offense.
Now this is always a big deal in junior high, punt or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because usually at this level, to get a punt off, you have to have a good punter, you have to have a good snapper. There's a lot of things going on in a punt, and sometimes teams elect to just always go for it on fourth down, which looks like that's what the Forest Park's doing right here.
So out of the shotgun comes Forest Park. Owens the quarterback. Howie behind him, now to his right. Looking throw. Intercepted and then dropped.
You know, that's a good thing he dropped the ball because they would have had the ball back there on about the 20-yard line. Now they get the ball way up here on the 40. So, you know, you never tell a kid don't intercept the pass because if a ball's in the air, go up and get it. Mm-hmm. But that one is a good play that he didn't intercept it.
So Perkin Hammonds for Longfellow nearly with the interception, and I'm sure he's going to tell everyone in the huddle he dropped it on purpose.
Yeah.
And Longfellow will take over at their own 40.
Let's see what kind of offense Longfellow has here. In both of the games they've played so far, they've been in the games up until the very, very end and then got beat on the last play last week 14-8. So let's see what they got to look like in an eye.
Davion Doyer, under center, is the quarterback for the I formation. The handoff, cuts outside, finds room to the right side. Penalty flag thrown. This will go all the way for a touchdown. But
I think it may be brought back because looking where they threw the thing, it usually looked like a hold.
And it is a hold.
Yeah.
So this one will be brought back.
Well,
Michael Harrell ran the ball, but
nice handoff and nice blocking. Mm-hmm. I got to admit, they had collapsed the whole side of the Forest Park line. Oh, well.
And from where the flag was thrown, it almost looked like the hold was behind the play. We'll see it on replay here in just a moment.
I think they were holding number 7, to tell you the truth, and maybe he's the end. That's how they got around end so easily. Here. Penalties. It hurt the varsity 2 weeks ago. It's a big part of the game. That's a part of the game you have to eliminate if you're going to have an offensive drive, because now it's going to be 1st and 25.
And this is the time to learn that.
Yes, that's true.
You know, you'd rather have gotten that touchdown called back on a hold that happened rather than them get away with it and not learn how to block the right way.
Exactly. Yeah. Because right now somebody's scolding that end for the hold, and hopefully he never does it again, and hopefully Harold can do the same thing.
So 2nd and 25 at the 24-yard line.
Devon Dower under center again.
Looks like the same I formation with Harrell as the end back. And a fumble here, and Forest Park picks it up. The run to the outside. The fullback carrying the ball, and he just couldn't hold on to that one.
And fullback Sean Petty, he'll get his chance again, I'm sure. I know exactly what T. King's going to say to him. You got to hold on to the ball, but we're going to give you another chance. Well, the defense held the first time. Now they're going to have to hold again.
And this is where you see the obvious cause and effect of the penalty.
Yep.
It's almost no better way for a young player to learn than touchdown taken off the board, next play.
Well, the Lorain schools, they have a 7th grade program. They got an 8th grade program. You do all your learning down there. Hopefully, once you get to 9th grade and JV football in years to come, that's when you start to really, really pick up the fine points of the game if you get the basics down here.
So Forest Park taking over at the Lorain 23-yard line. Man in motion. Quarterback keeping himself. Finds some room up the middle. Brought down at the 15. Owens keeping it himself there out of the shotgun. And here's where you kind of see the coordination between the high school program and the middle school. With the middle school program running it out of a spread shotgun that so many high schools like to use nowadays.
Usually that's a direct communication from the varsity coach down to the junior high coaches. Run our program, use our terminology, let the kids become accustomed to them. When they move up to our level, then all those kind of things won't have to be taught. Of course, if the coach doesn't stick around, then they have to learn a whole new system. So
2nd down and short now. Owens looking to throw again, has a man open. That is caught. Cutting back to the inside, tries to make a man miss, brought down at the 6-yard line.
That was number 7, Deloney Harris. Catch the ball coming out of the backfield. Or he might have been in the end. Let's watch that replay. Yeah, someone was deep, and the two defenders went with a deep man, left him open for that split second.
And you don't always see a lot of passing in middle school football, but it's something important that, again, it's better to learn now than have to completely learn how to run a pass-heavy offense in high school.
You know, and it's not so much that the skill level between the quarterback and the receiver is not there, but pass blocking on the line is a harder skill to learn than it is run blocking.
So this run to the right side, spinning around, trying to get there, and it looks like he maybe brought down just short at the 2-yard line. That was Carlton Howie with the run. And you'll see it again here. A good hole there, just a good job by the Longfellow defense as well to recognize the play and get to the gap in time.
You know what I'm saying? With pass blocking, you have to hold your man out for 3, 4, 5 seconds sometimes. Where run blocking, it's usually hit them, open the hole, the back's through the hole. And, you know, it's a quicker kind of thing, easier to learn.
And Forest Park does get the touchdown here. Jovan Owens running it in himself, just kind of falling forward when he was close enough to the line that he could get there.
Forest Park's first 2 games, both games they've scored 16 points, which usually in junior high leads to 2 touchdowns, both extra points made. So it looks like they have a pretty good extra point play.
And they will come out for the 2-point conversion.
Put all the receivers over here on the left-hand side this time.
Owens takes a snap, looking pass, launches a bullet, but over the head of everyone. The man there for Longfellow, Demaria Worthy, number 10. And so 6-0 the score. Forest Park ahead of Longfellow.
Well, here's where people who are used to watching varsity football games are now expecting everyone to line up for a kickoff and that, whereas here we're just going to take the ball on the 35-yard line, I think they start at.
And almost reflective of a trend across the board in football. Of course, the NFL moving their kickoffs ahead. Just so many injuries and so many dangerous plays can come from a kickoff that there's no reason to have these kids out there.
That's exactly. And usually the skill of kicking the ball from the 40-yard line into the end zone isn't something the junior high kid can do yet. So, but you're right. NFL's almost made the runoff of a kickoff obsolete.
Yeah.
And put some people out of a job.
Oh, quite a few people. Josh Cribbs from the Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
Unable to find work this offseason.
Yeah, when you're highly skilled and they take your job away from you, then there's nothing much else you can do. Well, we'll see what Lorain can do. And the very first play they ran about a 60-yard touchdown that was called back. So they do have the potential to go all the way on any play.
So Longfellow's first possession, of course, the touchdown, called back in a holding call. Play immediately after a fumble, and Forest Park was able to capitalize for 6 points. Longfellow, the toss play to the right side.
That's Harold again. He kept his bounce.
Harold able to get across the 50. And obviously a good run blocking line here because we've seen Harold able to have some room quite a few times.
2 plays so far, and he's picked up a lot of yards. Now, can they keep running him? They'll have to use the fullback every now and then to make sure they can overkey on Harold. And they have another running back in there. I think that Dower quarterback is a running quarterback. We'll see.
So Longfellow lining up inside Forest Park territory. I formation once again. Doyer as the quarterback, Harrell the tailback, and Petty the fullback. Hand off to Petty. He hits the line, and not much room there, able to fall forward for maybe a yard.
See, that's the job of the fullback sometimes, though. Maybe you're only going to get a yard or 2 or 3, but that keeps the defense honest in the middle to open up Harold going wide. Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. As a lot of times teams work their strategies that way.
And Longfellow so far using the I formation most of the time. And that's a formation where the fullback is available on a run play nearly every play.
And usually the key blocker for the tailback. You'll see when you're watching the replay here on some of these games that a lot of Harold's runs was because of Petty's block around the end.
So miscommunication on the handoff, and Dower able to fall on it at the 50. A penalty flag thrown as well.
You know, I'm not sure that was miscommunication or just a lineman got blown back because they were going to have that wing back come around for a little reverse, and all of a sudden there was no area there because some lineman come busting through. See him number... I can't see the number on the white shirt. The number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, he blew up the whole play just on his own.
So a good job by C.J. Hale busting through Longfellow's line and able to disrupt the fumble there.
See, in an I formation like they're running, you need that misdirection every now and then because they'll start keying on Petty going up the middle. They'll start keying on Harold. You need that misdirection to keep everybody honest. That's how offenses are set up to do different things against this defense they have. Well, looks like a timeout on the field.
I do believe there's a timeout, which gives me time to talk about Volley for the Cure, Wednesday, September 25th. The Lorain High Titans versus the Brookside Cardinals. Admission is $3, and you get the freshman game at 4:30, the JV game at 5:30, and the varsity game at 6:30. All proceeds benefit the Susan G. Komen Cure Foundation. There will be a bake sale, a 50-50, and several other raffles. So come on down Wednesday, September 25th for Volley for the Cure. And so Longfellow takes over 3rd and long. Dower with the snap. Handoff to Harrell makes one guy miss, but he's not going to get a lot of room there. Brought down after 2 yards. And so 4th and long, you see if Longfellow does have a punter who is capable here.
That was that CJ number 3, CJ Hell again, busting up the play. He's getting a lot of penetration. They're going to have to do something to keep him out of the Lorain backfield. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Longfellow is in a punt formation.
So Dower back as the punter for 4th and long.
They got to have a good center. That's the first step of a punt.
Howie, the
Not
returnman.
bad.
Snap is good. Dower's kick is good.
Very good,
Back
matter of fact.
behind Howie, who takes it at the 12, finds some room to run on the right side, looks for a block, gets one, brought down at the 24, penalty flag thrown near the end of the play.
So here's a problem. In junior high, you don't get a lot of time to work on your punts. You don't have just time. But watch the Longfellow lineman who should be at the snap. Now the kick should be running downfield to make a tackle. You can see how they just stayed a lot longer than they had to, and there's only 1-2 players on there to make the tackle. That comes with time. That's the kicking game in football takes 1/3. The kickoffs, the punts, the punt returns, all of those things take 1/3 of the game is the kicking game. Where in junior high you just don't have enough time to work on that. So you see all those little things happen.
And you have to measure, are we going to get punted to?
Yeah.
Are we going to, you know,
exactly.
is the other team going to give us a chance to work on this?
You might work on punt returns all week, and the team you're playing refuses to punt.
And so the penalty backing up Forest Park to the 25, or excuse me, the 15 from the 25, 10 yards.
Well, what was overlooked, that was an excellent punt. For a junior high player, that was an excellent punt.
And that can be a valuable skill, of course.
Yes.
For the varsity team right now, Eddie Williamson, the quarterback, also doubles as the punter.
Yeah.
So.
And this was the Dower punting here, so he's the quarterback punter, so it may be a tradition in Lorain.
The jet sweep across the left side, trying to find some room, eventually brought down after a gain of 6, is Carlton Howie. So, Forest Park trying to get him into open space, it seems.
That was Damari Worthy, who actually got his hands on him first. I don't know who actually made the tackle, but whoever the right end in over there is turned everything in and did a nice job. Here comes that
So
sweep
second
again.
down for Forest Park, keeping it now and running for the first down. That was C.J. Hale, who's made some good plays on defense now, taking a turn on offense.
Well, you know, that looks like more of that almost a read option kind of thing, faking to that jet sweep man and keeping the ball with a nice little spin in the backfield for a junior high athlete.
And something worth noting, C.J. Hale now playing the quarterback position, and we may see the September heat playing effect in this game.
Exactly. Yeah, trying to do everything on defense and then running the ball on offense. It takes a lot out of a young man.
So first down for Forest Park at about the 27-28. Hale takes the snap. Almost intercepted by Demaria Worthy.
Yeah.
That pass in and out of the hands. And we've seen this from the Longfellow defensive backs, doing a good job of getting their hands on the ball. Just need to take the next step and being able to pull it down for an interception.
Actually, number 9, Chris Serrano, was right here backing him up, so if Worthy would have missed it, Serrano would have had it. A nice coverage in both players.
Second down for Forest Park. Hale to take the snap. Howie with him in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Hale's taking himself to the left side. Tackle after a gain of 9. Should be third and short. And again, that almost looks like the read option play that we see so often in the college and now the NFL.
Yeah. You know, when I first seen it, I thought it was a screw up in the backfield, but I think you're right. He faked it to that running back who probably didn't fool out his fake well enough, but it was a successful play because that C.J. Howe is an excellent athlete. I can just tell the way he's playing defense and offense.
And Forest Park getting the first down there. And a timeout gives me time to send it over to the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. The Lorain School Employees Credit Union wants to help you enter the red zone. In financial terms, that's the green zone. Earn a higher rate of return with an LSECU certificate of deposit. You call the play and pick the terms. We provide the blocking with the best rates in town. Open the playbook and call LSECU at 282-4600 and talk with your CD coach. Put it in the end zone every time with an LSECU certificate of deposit. Once again, 282-4600.
You know, with a heat like this, some of these officials sometimes just call timeouts just to let everyone get a good drink of water. Because you don't want to get dehydrated. I see kids out there with long socks and long shirts and something on there, nothing exposed.
And Longfellow, obviously, not as many players on the bench, so those breaks will be extra important for them. So first down for Forest Park at the 38.
Now here's that misdirection play, and it's going to be well ran.
And that is quite a bit of room for Mikhail Howard breaking through the Longfellow defense to the 27.
Tackled by Hammonds, and who was that? Worthy out there?
Looked like Worthy.
Yeah.
And we'll see it again here.
See, here's the misdirection I'm talking about. Everyone went to the left, and here comes the ball carried to the right. See, that kept the Longfellow defense honest. You gotta be able to cover the counter and the power game.
And Howard with a great burst of speed there at the end, able to get past anyone in the front seven for Longfellow.
Well, you need a stop. I think that's a term they use in basketball anymore now, right? Coming from the 25, you got to get a stop. You don't want to go down 2 touchdowns.
And so another timeout here.
You know, we don't have a clock running, so we don't know exactly
how much
time's left. You know, usually on the field, one of the officials is keeping the time, and he'll let the coaches know, but that doesn't help us up here. Now, are we to the point where every second count, or are we halfway through the quarter? So this is tough to announce a game when you don't know how much time we got.
And you can kind of get a feeling with how fast the offense is moving, but still no complete indication. And obviously it makes it hard for us, but
you like to know sometimes. You just like to know. Yeah.
And these long breaks really helping the teams get rested. I don't think anyone expected when they saw a mid-September game for it to be upwards of 90 degrees.
I think yesterday wasn't the temperature 97 and breaking records in the Cleveland area.
So it again, we could see, especially later in the game, how that affects the guys out there.
And who affects the most.
So Hale in the quarterback position, Owens and Howard in the backfield with him. Man in motion is Howie. Hale keeping it himself to the left side, and a good open field tackle.
Excellent tackle by Chris Serrano. That's what you got to do when you're in the open field. You got to be sure of yourself. He went down on his ankle and held on.
And that takes from what could have been a 5 to 10 to even more yard gain into a 1 yard gain.
Serrano's coming all the way from his safety position to make the tackle. 55 was right there, too. It was that Rashad Rogers. I'm not sure he would have caught him because he didn't have the angle on him.
Hale looking throw, tosses that one up, bounced and caught for the touchdown.
Penalty flag thrown, but that might have been an interference called, or did he push off? We have to make him see the thing, because I didn't see one way or another. I thought the Longfellow defender had a nice job on it, bounced the ball up in the air. Of course, there's the old tip drill. Tip it up in the air, someone got to come down with it.
So Delano Harris with the receiving touchdown as of right now, and it looks like the penalty was against Longfellow. We'll see it
Longfellow
here.
for interference.
And I don't know. That looked like good coverage by the Longfellow defense to me.
Yeah, they probably had their hands on him, but they didn't shove him all that much.
Either way,
Yeah, great
Harris
catch.
able to
Yeah.
come down with it. So Hale under center now. And he's just going to take it himself and dive forward.
And I'm not sure he made it.
And I think he just fell short. Yeah, Hale
Yeah.
not able to make it
Yeah.
in.
It's where your knees are, where the ball is when your knee hit the ground.
So 12-0 the score. And it looks like Forest Park finally going to get out of that 16-point slump they were in.
Unless they have a 4-point play coming up, but I don't see it. Well, the thing is, can Longfellow come back and score to take at least a touchdown with him into halftime? Because momentum has to be on their side. You get to score, you go in at halftime, you got something positive to talk about.
And Longfellow, with a few good offensive possessions, they were able to move the ball for a good period of time.
Someone forgot the ball there. Getting into the field.
So Longfellow taking over, of course, at the 35, no kickoff for middle school football. Dower staying in the quarterback position, and once again Longfellow in the I formation with Sean Petty as the fullback and Michael Harrell as the halfback. Harrell getting the toss, finding some room to the right side, gets an open space, a couple men to beat. Harrell could take this one all the way, brought down at the 30.
By Deloney Harris.
Harris caught the touchdown on one end of the field and then makes the touchdown-saving tackle on the other, but great open field running by Michael Harrell. And the whistle blows for the end of the first quarter. Or excuse me, a timeout.
Timeout on this one. Yeah. It looks like they're running each play and then taking a timeout, running the play and taking a timeout. But this is what you got to do when it's 90-some degrees on a junior high afternoon. Now, this is a varsity. The sun will be setting and it'll start to get colder than it do. But junior high, we're in the hot part of the day and it's going to stay hot. But you see that Harris boy, he does have the ability to go all the way every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, twice now.
Yeah.
One, he did take it all the way. It was brought back. This one, obviously the potential to. Just one too many defenders there, and we'll see it one more time on the replay.
I see 55, 28, nice block downfield. See, he was being number 9, nice block. See, he was getting excellent blocking. So Harris doesn't do it all by himself. He had, and I see 10. I think 10 is their Demary Worthy is their right end. He did a nice job blocking at the line of scrimmage. So
first down for Longfellow, just inside the 30. Keeping himself is Dower, and he has room in open field. Tries to juke past Howie for Forest Park.
Yeah.
Brought down at the 16, but a first down again for Longfellow.
You know, I'm not sure that wasn't a busted play, but a very successful busted play.
Well, either way, everyone thought the ball was going to Harrell.
Yes. Well, and again, he's their big running threat. This almost a misdirection. This serves the same purpose of misdirection. Everything's going right, following Harrell, and Dower keeps the ball going left.
And again, the long breaks due to heat. Gives me time once again to send it over to the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Don't be penalized with low interest rates on your investments. Step up in the pocket and pass your funds to the Lorain School Employees Credit Union. We will tackle the competition so you win the financial score of the financial game of interest. Choose a certificate of deposit and watch your APY score the maximum. Call us at 282-4600, 282-4600. So Longfellow inside the red zone for the first time today. Trying to put something on the board. Forest Park leads 12-0 on a 1-yard run from Johan Owens and a 25-yard pass completed from Hale to Harris. Both 2-point conversions, no good. So a toss play to Harrell. Harrell able to bust it out again for 5 yards.
They were getting some penetration in the line there. That's why the pitch didn't look like a normal pitch. See the penetration, almost got him, but Harold made a nice little move right there and got open.
And Longfellow quick to line up and spike the ball, so that gives us a good amount of information on how close the clock is to halftime.
Yeah, minutes.
So Longfellow fighting the clock and the defense here on this drive, just inside the 15.
You know, the question we don't know, because we've never seen these two teams yet, does Longfellow have a passing attack?
Mm-hmm. They have not attempted to pass.
Not yet.
So far. So the I formation again, Dower, Petty, and Harrell. Dower the toss to Harrell. Harrell on the left side.
He'll go all the way.
And that is a touchdown for Longfellow. Michael Harrell getting the one he deserved in the first quarter. And so the score 12-6, barring the 2-point conversion from Longfellow. And we have a close football game again.
Exactly. That's what I meant about getting your score in before halftime. So now you have something positive to work on for the second half. Everything's not, down in the dumps. Now you're going to bring the players back up, which is very important in this because you're going to have to kneel down in the end zone in the heat.
Now, of course, not much of an idea. We don't have much of an idea of how much time Forest Park will have with the ball.
Well, we got to believe after that spike, it's got to be
in
the minutes. Yeah.
Close. Dower looking to throw, up and well defended. The intended receiver, Demaria Worthy. And that one just knocked down.
Looked like a little pop pass to the tight end. I think if I heard the coach talk, they almost had that play working for the very first game, and it was also knocked down, and that's why they didn't win their first game of the season. They played Heskett, which is the Bedford team, and I think they lost to them 14-8, but they almost scored in the last few seconds with that little pop pass to the Worthy. They got knocked down by one of the Heskett players, and they didn't lose the game, so that is in their repertoire.
So Longfellow does score in the last few seconds here. At the half, Longfellow 6, Forest Park 12. We'll be back with the second half of 8th grade football action here on WLCS TV 20 after these messages. Welcome back to 8th grade football action here on WLCS TV 20. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Tom Bauer. Forest Park 12, Longfellow 6 is the score so far through 2. Longfellow getting a touchdown at the end of the first half and now getting the ball here, and you say maybe momentum's on their side now.
I sure hope so. Going in with momentum and coming out with momentum is the key of a halftime speech. That's I don't know what Coach King was talking about down there, but that's what you want to happen. Looks like the referee's having a little delay. Maybe the wrong ball's out there. Or are they just waiting for the stick people to get ready?
That looks like it may be it.
Yeah.
You can see at the top of the screen.
Here
They're
they come.
carrying the sticks down.
Here they come. I don't know, did we tell everyone that these two teams have opposite records? I was talking to the Forest Park coach. They are 2-0. They won their first two games. The first game was against Warrensville Heights, 16-6, and then they beat Monticello from the Cleveland Heights school system last week, 16-6.
Dower under center in the I formation. Harrell gets the ball, and he will be brought down hard behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2 on the play.
CJ, how? You know, I can tell you got those lime green shoes on.
And he's been
Yeah.
the big play man on both sides of the ball for Forest Park.
Hewitt didn't make first contact, so there's another Forest Park kid that actually hit him first, but CJ was there backing up the line, cleaning everything up.
So 2nd down and 12 for Longfellow, looking to keep himself as Dower, and he is going to be sacked for a big loss down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, coming through 74.
Brian Becker
Yeah.
for Forest Park, able to get through and make the big sack.
See, Forest Park has that 5-man defensive line with the linebackers, and then we got to take a look and see if they're shooting their linebackers, because if they're shooting the linebackers, that means the guards are going to have to take care of watching linebackers and that big 74.
So 3rd and 20. Dower rolling out, and again, nothing there. Tosses it backwards. Harrell gets it, and he is going to be tackled for another big loss. So 4th and forever coming up for Longfellow. And that's not the way you want to start the second half.
Yeah. You feel sorry for Dower. He tried to make something happen, but sometimes you don't want to just throw that ball around, because it actually went through two-man hand before it actually got to Harold. DeWorthy actually touched the ball first.
And lucky that there was someone there who could come up with that, because if Harrell isn't there and it goes off of Worthy's hands, that's likely to be a fumble.
Exactly. Good snap.
So Dower
fake punt.
Faking the punt, and he running around in the backfield. The throw to Harrell. Harrell catches it, but he will be brought down at the 24. And that's a tough position to put a guy in.
Yes, exactly, yeah. But you see, I don't know if Forest Park was waiting for the fake punt, but they had 2 men deep, 2 men middle. You know, they didn't rush very many people, but they had everyone covered. You can't see their alignment here, but when you pan back a little bit, you'll see they had everything covered. Plus, they had a couple kids rushing them.
But the silver line to that is a good throw from Dower.
Yeah, actually it was, and they picked up about 5 or 6 yards. Trouble is they needed, like you said, forever to get the first down.
So Forest Park taking over in Lorain territory. Longfellow territory.
Yeah, it's easy to make that mistake with that dark blue shirt, isn't it?
Well, of course, all the middle schools wearing the Lorain High Titans colors now. General Johnny Wilson and Longfellow.
Yeah, because in the old days, it was, I think Longfellow was purple and gold, if I'm not mistaken.
But now,
Now the
unified.
Lorain Titans, yep.
So flag thrown.
And I think that was thrown immediately because it was an offside dead ball. All right. Everyone's going to have to settle down a little bit.
So Forest Park moved 5 yards back. 1st and 15 for them.
We're at the 29-yard line. This is about where they took over the first time they picked up a fumble and scored their first time. Now we got to see if Longfellow can hold.
And worth noting, the touchdown pass early in the first half was 25 yards, so this is right around their territory. Owens back as the quarterback, keeps it himself, tries to sneak through the middle of the field, but only picks up 3, maybe 4. depending on the spot.
Yeah, tackled by the middle of the line. Jeremy Thomas and Rashad Rogers both were in there on a tackle.
And here it is on replay. Just not a lot of room for Owens to get through there. And good job by the defensive line and the linebackers to stay in their areas, not over pursue. And that'll bring up 2nd and long for this Forest Park offense. Owens under center in the I formation. The handoff to Howie. Able to break through the first line defense, but brought down at the 20, which will bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Okay. I haven't seen the stick man move. Did the official not tell him to move yet? Here he comes. All right.
So 3rd down and short. Forest Park coming out of the I formation, something we haven't seen a lot of there. And here they come again. They've operated out the shotgun for quite a bit of the game. Handoff to Howie again, and that ball might have come out. He came to the ground awfully fast.
I heard a lot of yelling. Usually a lot of yelling means someone's yelling fumble. That brought him up with, a yard or 2 yard loss maybe? 4th and about 5. See if Longfellow gets a stop here and maybe get back to their offensive ways.
Yeah, it looked like Forest Park with a great opportunity to score after the fake punt, but the Longfellow defense has stepped up and a chance to get the ball back with little to no damage done. Howie again with it, and I believe he's dropped short.
You see Jermaine Thomas again in there, and there was a host of tacklers actually. I didn't get all their numbers.
And we'll see it here. I saw Johan Suarez there.
Oh, and Adriano Alo?
Yeah, Adriano Ayala.
Ayala was there. He was, I'm just trying to find some numbers. Yeah, 92.
Well, because obviously, we want to give these guys credit. A great defensive stop there.
Good defensive stand. Now, can they muster some offense to get back that 2nd touchdown?
So Dower under center, I formation.
Good
Harold getting the toss. Brought down maybe a gain of 1 on the toss.
Here's where they got to start thinking. They haven't hit the fullback up the middle in a long time. Maybe a chance to spring Petty for some distance. Everyone's on a key on Harold. That was that the 2nd, 3rd time he tried to run the ball. So now's the time to spring a fullback.
So 2nd and about 8. Dower again in the I formation. Petty, Harrell, the backs behind him. And Petty will get the ball. Able to come forward for another maybe 1-2 yards.
See, here's what they're not doing. They're not getting to that 2nd level blocking. No one's blocking the linebackers there. See, he got through the line, but there's 2 linebackers. Both of them make the tackle. When you run a fullback, you got to bring the lineman out on those backers. Because it's a quick hitter. It's not like running around in, which takes some time, but you have to get the people blocked quickly for that fullback to get some yards.
So 3rd and 6.
Passing down maybe
for Longfellow. Dower sending it back to Harrell, and that play was blown up from the start.
Yeah.
A 10-yard loss all the way back to the 5, so 4th and long again for Longfellow.
I think we can see what Euclid Forest Park was talking about at halftime. I think they were setting their defense because they've played a lot better defense the 2nd half than they did the 1st.
Well, and one thing I noticed, especially on that possession, playing back with only 1 safety, obviously they're really heavily against the run. And the only pass we've seen Longfellow throw was the
extra point,
the fake punt pass, and the extra point.
Yep.
So Dower will punt it here. Off the hands of the Forest Park player, and Longfellow has recovered it.
Yep.
Michael Harrell coming up with the fumble. And Longfellow with a chance here. And that can be the benefit of playing good special teams in middle school.
And the fact that a punt is a dangerous play. Dangerous play. Let's see if Longfellow opens up a little bit longer. Maybe throw a pass or two to stop that rush before the snap. That's usually a case of either encroachment on the defense or offside on the offense. What are they calling? Yep, they're calling on Euclid. Someone was in a neutral zone a little too soon.
So 1st and 5 coming up for Longfellow. And in a short-yarded first down situation, you say maybe you do try a pass.
Yeah.
Only 5 yards to get the first down, and
now they have a little pop pass to Worthy. You know, they've used it before. They used it this game. And they have a wide receiver out here, Joanne Cerez. There he is. He's deep.
Dower looking throw. Has a man open. That's Worthy. Worthy making the catch, falling backwards. But a nice 15-yard gain. And you'll see it again here. Dower with time and Worthy wide open.
You know, what you see is, what you don't see is I was watching the wide receiver went deep. Now, he was open until they drew double coverage, which led to Worthy being open short.
And that looks like it is the end of the quarter. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action here on WLCS TV 20. The score, Forest Park 12, Longfellow 6. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Lefebvre, and this is Johnny. We're working with Best Friends Animal Society to stop the suffering of millions of breeding dogs in puppy mills who supply puppies to pet stores. You can help too, by not adding to the demand for pet store puppies. When searching for your next best friend, do what I did. Adopt. Don't shop. Let a shelter dog like Johnny steal your heart.
And welcome back here on WLCS TV 20 with 8th grade football action. I'm Hyatt Hernan alongside Tom Bauer. The score, Forest Park 12, Longfellow 6. Longfellow with the ball and driving here to start the fourth quarter. At the 44-yard line, Dower the handoff to Harrell. Harrell a little bit of field ahead of him, picks up 3. And in middle school, I mean, if you pick up 3 every run and you go for it on fourth down, you're getting...
Yeah, it's successful. Well, I'm sure in the back of Longfellow's minds is, are we going to run that counter again? Now, they had such a bad experience the first time they tried to run it. Are they going to try to run it again? But you have to run some sort of misdirection because you can't keep running Harold into the short side of the field all the time.
Harrell getting the ball around the left end. He has room.
And he
going down the sideline.
Yep.
And this one is going all the way for a Longfellow touchdown. This game is tied.
With no flags, I might add. Yeah.
The last time we saw a run of that magnitude, it was called back in the first quarter. This time, Michael Harrell just had the entire vicinity of the George Daniels Stadium ahead of him.
He had his fullback, Sean Petty, led him with 2 blocks. First he turned the end in, and then he made a little push on the linebacker coming over. Neither time did he knock him down, but just enough to clear him around in.
And the Longfellow Longhorns now with an opportunity to go ahead in this game. Currently tied 12-12. If they get the 2-point conversion and make this 14-12, it will be their first lead of the game. Dower looking pass. Pitches out to Harrell. Harrell, 1 yard to go, brought down just short.
Which you see, this is the second time that that Dower has been caught and spun around and still managed to get something off. He's trying to make something out of nothing there more than a few times. I think they were going to try to hit that tight end coming across the middle. I seen someone was open there. It must have been Worthy again.
Well, Johan Suarez was also
Was that
in the end zone.
maybe
45
Suarez? Yeah, okay.
was open. And even with the pressure, Harrell still had a chance to get there. Just with such a broken play, the Forest Park defense able to recover and make the tackle just short. So this game tied at 12-12. Here we see the touchdown again. And it's worth looking at one more time. A great job blocking, but it also helps when you have a guy that fast.
Yes.
And as Forest Park takes over, worth noting, middle school football games, if they end in a tie, that is the end after the fourth quarter. No overtime is played. Howie with the run on the jet sweep. Gets the first down almost to the 50, brought down at the 49.
I know Rashad Rogers was the first person that grabbed them, but eventually there was a host of Longfellow tacklers. You can't name them all because there had to be 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7.
Yeah, just give the whole defense a tackle on that one. So first down now. Almost in Lorain territory is Forest Park. And a bit of confusion.
I think the linebacker is asking the coach, what's the signal called? That was kind of that middle linebacker looking over here at the coach. Another penalty. Who's this? Defense or offense? Somebody moved first. I think he's calling on Longfellow.
It looks like it's against Longfellow.
So I think what they need is either a turnover or a 4th down stop.
Mm-hmm. Again, we don't have a clock available to us. You get the sense in the fourth quarter, still early, still a bit of time. Longfellow still could get the ball back, but the clock is something to think about for these coaches in the fourth quarter. So after the 5-yard penalty, Forest Park, 1st and 5 at the 47-yard line of Lorain. Longfellow, excuse me. Howie in motion. Keeping it itself is Owens. Owens has room. Hurdles one man. Tries to get past Worthy, but Worthy will bring him down right about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I seen they had Michael Harold out giving him a break after all those long runs he had, but I think he's going back in and play some defense.
And Owens here finally brought down by Worthy, the last man there. But Forest Park moving the ball at a rapid pace down the field. They'll snap this one from the Lorain 26 just outside the red zone. Coming out in the I formation, Howie is the halfback. He gets the ball and brought down from behind.
And that was Harold coming from his right end position, I think.
And Michael Harrell, who wasn't out there for the last play, comes out with a burst of energy.
He had enough 3 or 4 play rest and then brought him in and made a big defensive play from right end. It's strange. Euclid was in the shotgun the whole first half, and now they've been under center. I wonder if that's been their strategy, or did they see something on the defense that led them to do that? Or was the coach, just giving them, now they're coming back at the shotgun because I think they had more success in the first half.
And all game they've been mixing it up even with who's playing the quarterback position. So maybe trying to keep Longfellow on their toes. Paying off here as they're driving deep into Longfellow territory. Owens keeping himself down the right sideline. finally drilled out of bounds. Harrell on the tackle again.
If we see this on replay, that Harold came all the way from the opposite end. He's playing a right defensive end, and he chased that play all the way back to make the tackle.
And so 3rd down and short after the run by Owens.
Actually, if the coach has seen what he did, the end isn't supposed to run back there and make that tackle. He's supposed to watch for the reverse.
Well, I don't think anyone on the sideline is complaining about
making the tackle.
Making a tackle for a 3rd down and short. And a bit of movement on the line.
See, I think that might give them the automatic 1st down on the penalty.
And that will. Longfellow thought they saw someone move on the Forest Park line. And, of course, that's the risk you take when you aggressively pursue a penalty like that.
When you're attacking defense, you do that. Every little flinch counts, but sometimes the officials, they don't count every little flinch like they do in a varsity game. Like I can see that right tackle, 75. He was moving. In a varsity game, he'd be called offside. But usually in a junior high game, they let that go.
So now a 5-yard penalty against the offense, but
they already got their first down.
They got the first down.
Yeah, I sure wish we knew how much time. I'm sure Longfellow wish they knew how much time, too. This is important. If they, was that? Probably heard one of the officials say you got about a minute 43 seconds left.
So a minute 43 left and a first down for Forest Park. Maybe looking just to run down the clock as much as possible. Of course, they have to get on the board in a tied game, but they want to score with as little time left. Owens' pass. The man open is Harris, and that will be a Forest Park touchdown with just under a minute 40 left.
Deloney Harris, he caught the first touchdown pass.
He caught the first touchdown from the other quarterback, C.J. Hale. So this one, again, similar range, about a 20-yard, maybe a little bit over a 20-yard pass. The second one.
Now, if Longfellow has any chance at all, this extra point is very important. They can get a stop here, and Harold, the way he's been running, he is a scoring threat from whenever he gets the ball. Oh, there's been some mix-up on the line.
So Owens going to take it up the center.
My guess is Euclid's been offside. I don't think you can decline that penalty because it's as soon as you're offside, it's a dead ball. Everything stops.
And I don't think Owens made it either.
You're right, exactly.
He did fall short, so almost a blessing in disguise for Forest Park.
For Forest Park. See, but now they got to come up with a play that can get them 8 yards rather than 3. Now, I'm guessing they're going to throw a pass again. And actually, I've seen Deloney Harris running in off the sideline, so I'm thinking he may be their target.
Well, and with this team, one important thing to see is who's lined up at quarterback. Javon Owens lined up at quarterback. And Harris, the wideout, at the top of the screen to the left. They are looking pass. And that one is caught for the 2-point conversion, but it's not Harris on the play.
Thomas Comstock.
Thomas Comstock coming up with the 2-point conversion.
See, I think Harris was their decoy, though. He ran out there. Everyone jumped on the one that everyone thought was going to catch the pass, including us. And here comes Comstock to make the catch.
So 20-12 the score. Forest Park getting the first 2-point conversion of the game for either team, and now putting the pressure on Longfellow, not only the touchdown, but also the additional 2 they now need.
Well, starting at the 25-yard line.
And I'm not sure if there was a penalty there or...
Yeah, because usually they start at the 35, don't they?
I'm wondering if there wasn't some sort of
penalty,
maybe an unsportsmanlike penalty or a holding penalty, or...
I'm not sure.
Now, if there's a holding penalty, I don't think it would have applied on this. So it must be a personal foul or
And I think
some other.
No, we're over guessing this. I think
Oh, okay.
the official just made a mistake. We were overthinking this. All right. It's hot for those officials out there in the field too.
So Longfellow, just under a minute 40, gets the ball. Harrell
He shakes one
gets
tackle.
the toss. About 2 yards, but it could have been a lot worse. The first contact was made maybe 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
He shook that off, and someone just grabbed his ankle as he was running by.
And here's the replay. Just excellent penetration.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 9 for Longfellow, clock ticking. The score 20-12. In need of 8. Harrell coming around the left side. He scored on the similar play earlier, but this time he'll be brought down for a loss of a half a yard, maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. And Longfellow
calls timeout.
calls a timeout.
Yeah, because time is of the essence for them. The third down is not as important as how many seconds are left on the clock. And they're going to have to come up. I mean, I'm sure right now you go over to that Euclid huddle, they're going to be talking about how are we going to stop Harris.
Well, this break gives me time quickly to remind you about Volley for the Cure. Wednesday, September 25th, the Lorain High Titans will play the Brookside Cardinals in volleyball. Admission is $3. The freshmen play at 4:30, JV at 5:30, and the varsity game at 6:30. All proceeds benefit the Susan G. Komen Cure Foundation. There will be a bake sale, a 50-50, and several other raffles. So come on down to Volley for the Cure, Wednesday, September 25th, and support the Lorain High Titans in their volleyball action.
So, what do you think they have on their playbook today? Are they going to throw a little pass to someone? Are they going to try to just run Harold around one of the ends?
Well, 3rd down and long, we'll see. I'm not sure with how this defense has been playing if Harold can get that yardage. And Dower does look to throw, pulls it down. He's going to run with it now.
And smartly got out of bounds.
Gets 4 yards, but again, importantly, gets out of bounds and makes it 4th and 5. And Longfellow has to convert this in order to keep their chances of winning alive.
This is what they call do or die. I think I'm not sure they spotted the ball in the right place, but
no, and the official moves it
Yeah.
forward. So 4th and probably just over 5 for this Longfellow offense. And
I'm thinking of a pass somewhere to somebody.
Dower under center, and he's going to give it to Harold, the toss play. Harold does not have a lot of room. Almost gets there, but I think he stepped out of bounds
Yeah.
a couple yards short.
Yeah. See, now, they swept into the short side of the field, which didn't give him a lot of room to work, and the out of bounds was that extra tackler on the field.
And here it is again. Harold just can't quite get there.
Yeah.
Runs out of room on the left side.
I think the officials have said timeout because I see Euclid is lining up for the handshake already.
And presumably with probably just around a minute left.
Or seconds. And
Yeah.
this must have been, that was
Forest
the
Park.
game.
Yeah. So the final score here at George Daniels Stadium, Forest Park 20, Longfellow 12, and we're going to show you how they got there in just a moment as the two teams shake hands. An exciting game and a good showing by both teams, I'd say.
It was a good game. Longfellow came back at the very end of the first half and scored on the last play, made the game interesting, took some momentum, lost their momentum on the first series of the second half, got the touchdown to tie it up, but just couldn't get the stop where they needed at the last.
Well, we'll start from the beginning here. And this is Forest Park, just a 1-yard run by Johan Owens, playing quarterback. made it 6-0. Extra point, no good, and then another pass from Hale to Harris, tipped up in the air. And that made it 12-0, and Longfellow was looking out of it, but then right at the end of the first half, well, this is the play that got them there on this drive. And Harrell had runs like this all night. But this was the one that really gave his team momentum.
Yeah, that got him down in red zone and in scoring position.
And here again, another big play on that drive. Dower, what looked like it could have been a busted play, ends up turning into a misdirection of sorts, and he's able to take it down into the red zone. And finally, Longfellow, the last play of the half, Harrell takes it from the 15 into the end zone.
No, he shakes off a lot of, I've noticed a lot of his runs, he shakes off the 2 or 3 tacklers before he actually makes the big yards.
So at the half, 12-6 in favor of Forest Park, but Longfellow would come out, faltered a little bit on offense, but then here on the punt, and this just shows how important special teams can be. Michael Harris comes up with the big fumble recovery, and that would eventually lead to a score. Here is Davion Dower, the pass to Demaria Worthy. And I thought Dower was good with his passes in the game. Obviously, not a ton of opportunities.
And he passed under pressure quite a few times.
And Michael Harrell then, almost right after that, takes it the distance.
You see, he switched hands. I don't know if you noticed that way back there when he got the ball. He switched it to the outside arm, which allowed him to forearm that first tackler, and which led to the score. Nice young runner. He knows a few little skills there. He'll be an excellent player from years to come.
But Forest Park not going down without a fight.
Here's the backbreaker.
Harris, another touchdown pass, this time from the other quarterback, Jovan Owens. And the 2-point conversion here, Comstock making the catch. And that would seal it for Forest Park. The final score, 20-12 on a exceptionally hot September afternoon. But overall, I think we saw good things from both teams.
I give Longfellow a lot of credit. They come in here short-handed, 18 young men out there, and no cramping up, no out of shapes. They played, I thought, a very good football game and had a chance at the end. Gets one stop at the end. They have a chance to tie the game and then march the ball down the field because Harold can score from anywhere on the field as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. So
Longfellow 0-3 in 3 close games.
Yep.
Forest Park 3-0 in 3 close games. Final score, Forest Park 20, the Longfellow Longhorns 12. We thank you for watching, and we hope you'll be back soon here on WLCS TV 20.
What is coming up next on the television channel? Longfellow and Johnny Wilson, I think they play next week, don't they?
Well, we will be covering, I believe, all the Longfellow General Johnny Wilson meetings at George Daniel Stadium, and those are always exceptionally entertaining games, and usually brings out quite a bit of a crowd, too.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice opportunity for everyone to see some football.
So we'll see you next time here on WLCS TV 20. For Hyatt Hernan and Tom Bauer, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.